So we have a 2013 Subaru Legacy in the shop, and we're getting an error code. So the code we're getting is a P2704. It's pointing to one of the solenoids. It's like a lockup code. So we talked to a local transmission shop about it, researched some stuff online, and it all points to a solenoid on the valve body. So we got a refurbished valve body for it. There's a bunch of solenoids on there, and we're gonna pull the valve body out and put the new valve body in. We'll show you what's done. This is the top loaded one.
So we're taking the battery cable off as we're starting the job.
These things stink. No, let's call it what it is. They suck on this car.
Yeah.
They don't stink. They suck.
Okay. You can swear on YouTube.
Back to the suckage.
Okay, so we need this tool anyways
Yep.
to do our cover.
Hey. Okay.
So get that off.
Hey, this is my channel. We're not trying to sell everybody auto parts like the other guy, so it sucks.
All right, we're gonna keep the snorkel off here. We got a clamp over here and here. And it looks like there was a bolt over there at one time, but that ain't there.
Yeah, so chuck that in.
So this comes out. We got a vacuum line over here with a clamp we're gonna pull off over there. With some pliers. Quiet, noise quiet down?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just needs an oil change.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get the ductwork out of the way. The plate is here on the transmission. So it's got this cover, a 10 millimeter little cover we're gonna take off and get this cover out of the way. Let's see if there's, I don't think there's anything else holding on besides that. But we've got some debris back here, some leaves and some stuff. So, you know, it looks like there could have been a mouse in here. So we're gonna just do a quick vacuum because what we're taking off is underneath this cover right here. We'll get this cover off, this metal cover and these two electrical connections we're gonna be disconnecting. I don't want any debris to fall in. You can see the mouse has been in here.
Yeah,
so we're just gonna give this a quick vac and then we'll take this 10 millimeter bolt off and then we can slip this cover out.
What size socket that is?
It's 10 millimeter.
10 mil.
I'm gonna put our bolts up. We're gonna get a little pan for this. I'm just trying to get the cover off here.
Okay. That goes all the way over to the side, down.
Yeah, I'm gonna get these electrical connectors. I'm gonna plug those.
Okay.
Switch sides. Oh, there's another bolt down there. This little cheesy ass cover. Okay, so we're gonna take this connection here and looks like it's got a squeeze tab. This one right here. This one has another one. I think this one has got a pick under here. Oh, there it is. Okay.
They just squeeze the tabs?
Yeah, and they're both color coded.
Yep.
And there's another 10 millimeter down here for this cheesy cover. So let's get that one off. We're gonna get a little bolt bin. Yeah, we got a bin right here, which is kind of nice. So
There you go.
Put that one there. We'll keep these two together. And this cover should come up now.
Mice are out of business.
And this covers. So I'm gonna put a glove over this throttle body here.
Yeah, so I don't think it's in there.
Yeah. gingerly with this thing, but. So one of these bolts goes right into the, this is the one for the valve cover. This one, this clip, we gotta take this 10 millimeter off here. And this wire is kind of in my grill right now. I think I'm gonna take this 10 millimeter off here as well.
It's ground wire.
And then take this one off here. And then we're gonna pull the brackets out of the way. This solenoid should unlock from this connector here. We'll figure that out when we unbolt this. But I got some ground wires. I got one that comes out of the harness right here that's gonna end up coming off. And that looks like a 12. So ground wires pulled back now. We've got this 10 right here we're gonna get. I'm gonna take the bracket off. Got a little short one there for the bracket. And we want to slide this connector out of here, and it looks like it's just like a little squeeze connector here. All right, so it's got a it's got a little button plug under there. We're just gonna twist it out, lift so I can pry it up. Alright, so that's got a little slide plug that we'll slide it back into. Okay. Lock it into place. But for now, we're going to take this 12 millimeter off. I believe it's a 12. And then we're going to get, this is coming with our transmission valve body and with the cover. And this is coming over here for that little ground wire. Okay, so we got that off. Yeah, we could just put this one back in the cover.
Do that all the time so I don't forget where the shit went, stuff went.
Yeah, okay. All right, so then this connector here, let's try and get this thing right out of our face over here. Okay, and so we've got a bunch of 10s here to get this cover off.
Yeah, they're all around it.
Yeah, and this bracket is right here, has a bolt that's going through it, and we're gonna have to take that off because it's overhanging the valve body. So
yep.
Let's get some penetrating oil and we'll get that wrenched off.
Yeah, it's on that title, Steve.
Yeah.
What size is that?
This one's a 14.
14?
And is there a nut turn on the backside of that?
Yeah, not that I can see.
Something just cracked loose. It was just welded on the bracket.
Yeah, it's tight.
These two sitting here. Okay.
All right.
That ground is, what's that? It's that vacuum line, something that's hooked onto it. Oh, let's put these two nuts right back on it.
Oh, that was one too.
All right.
Good idea, Steve.
All right. Now we got our ground off over here. Now we've got all these 10s that we've got to start taking out here. And we're going to crack them all loose, and then we're going to take them out with the ear ratchet. Okay.
Those are all 10s, right?
Yeah.
10 mils. One down there.
Yeah, and there's a couple in the back I'm going to use a swivel on.
Okay. Yeah, there's one hiding right under there, Steve. You can see it. It's two.
So I'm going to make Tony get those.
Thanks. Yeah.
Make sure they weren't so tight because they're in the back.
We don't want to go.
Me too.
I see it.
Yeah.
There's one hiding right under there, guys.
What is this here?
Yeah.
Which I'm probably going to put a tie wrap up here
Yeah.
on these two hoses
Some
after I
antifreeze.
crack this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just gives us just a,
A little bit more room.
yeah.
There you go.
Okay. All right, let me tie these two hoses up and we're going to start taking these bolts out. So we showed you all these bolts that we had to crack loose. And these were all loose. Not this one.
Yeah, there's one right there.
Yeah, so, all right, so we're just gonna pull all the bolts out and then we'll come right back here. I'm just gonna loosen all these with the gun. It's kind of monotonous here, I'm just loosening them all. I got the ones in the back with my fingers. I don't wanna drop any.
Steve's got the Milwaukee power wrench.
Yeah, the quarter drive one, works great.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
This foot here, we need to pry this cover up a little bit. And we gotta just try and get underneath it somewhere.
Get a little bit of a bite.
Get a little bit of a bite on it. And there ain't much to tell you that, to bite on it. So this has been quite the challenge to try and get this up here. You know, and this is another reason that when you live in New England, everything tries to stick you right in the ass. So we're working this cover, but the dowels are where it was seized on here. So we have to try and get a real thin, something really thin to get underneath to pry this thing up. And we can get the cover to move. Right now, it's up on this side, but we've got to get something very gingerly underneath the back. All right, so we've got a dowel over here and a dowel over here. We have to tap a thin scraper in to get this side up and then work our way around to get on this side without damaging the cover. Now,
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
now from what I've been standing here, on this side over here, I've got a electrical connector that I need to unplug from the valve body. There it is.
There you go.
Okay, let's get the cover out.
Yeah.
Boy, this was a pain.
Leaning over the front of this car is like freaking back of my legs going. Let me put the speaker out this way. There, you got it?
Don't know. Yeah, hang on. I'm gonna pull the gasket up here. And okay. Now if you look at our cover, you've got one pin right here that stayed sticking in the tranny. In this one, the dowel actually pressed out with the cover. That's what was fighting us. So we're gonna fill that with penetrating oil, but we're also gonna clean it out to make sure the hole is clean, so that when we go and put it back together, you know, it's not breaking our ass. So it's just, we're gonna get different thick in here and we'll just clean this hole up.
Okay.
All right, so gasket came off nice and clean. We're gonna wipe the surface down now because Tony got all the bolt pattern from the dealership to remove the valve body, because it's not gonna be every one of these bolts.
It's the black ones, I
It's
think.
only the black ones, I believe, yeah. So we're gonna take a look at that, and then we're gonna wipe this down right now, the surface right here. Make sure that that stays clean, and we will come right back to you. All right, so we're gonna start taking some bolts out here, and the black ones are the first ones. So we just looked at our pattern, and we have these two here that have to crack loose, the two silver ones. And then we've got these black ones here. We got 5 of the black ones. We're going to take these all out, got these loose, and now that I got these loose, I'm just going to use the ratchet, because I've already cracked them loose by hand. We're going to try and leave them right in while we take the valve body out.
Yeah, so we know position.
We're taking pictures of this so we know where they are. And there should be a couple more. We're gonna go look at the valve body. So right now we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bolts. Let's go see what the last one is.
Here's a replacement valve
So
body
we
you got.
did these 2, 4, 5. And there's another one here. So let's go look and see to make sure that we took them all out. So we said we had, I think, 8 out, we said. So
Believe so.
here's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think this one has to come out. And I think that's it. I think we just missed this one. I think that's the only one that's left. Let's go look. This one, and yeah, I'll just make sure these 2 are out. Yeah, we just got this last one, which is the one that's right next to this one here. And it looks like the valve body kind of jiggled around a little bit.
Okay, so we just lifted off for us.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Now, this bolt right here, I just got to make sure that this isn't one that's got to come out. Let me take a peek at that one. Valve body up and out. And there's no other electrical. We've got our electrical connector off of here. And
There it goes.
okay.
All right, so we get the valve body up and out of there.
And here's the 2 O-rings that they were talking about
Oh, jeez, yeah.
that we have to take out. Okay, so we're gonna,
We bought those.
yeah, so we have to,
We'll put a link. I'll put a link in the description of the video to all this stuff, you guys. Those little O-rings and the gasket for the cover and the valve body and
you're
stuff.
gonna make sure you don't drop these
Yeah.
coming out. So I think they're 2 different sizes. This looks like it's the larger of the 2.
I don't know. I thought they were the same size.
They might be. Okay.
Got it?
All right.
Okay. I think they're the same size, buddy.
Yeah, they are the same size.
Yeah, they're the same size.
All right, so we're gonna go wipe that surface down and put these 2 in there. We've got the valve body out here on the bench, so we're going to just transfer our bolts right over, just to make it simple, because we have, looks like 3 silvers and 7 blacks.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get the O-rings transferred over. Okay, so we just dried the surface. We're gonna give it a good visual inspection. It looks clean. Okay, we're gonna go get the O-rings and set them in place.
So just as a safety precaution, we put a cloth over the holes there. You don't want to drop on those O-rings down in there, because that won't be good.
And they just sit into the housing here.
Yep. Just kind of hang out in there.
Okay, so they're in place. Seated nice.
Yep.
Okay. All right, we're gonna take that bag out gently now. So we're gonna inspect the bottom of our valve body here. And it looks like this is a machine mark, which is, you know, machined that way. Making sure the surface is flat and clean. And we're gonna put the valve body right next to the new one here. The new one next to the old one. And so, you know, we don't get confused, we're gonna change our bolts over, you know, one at a time.
Yeah, just take your time with this stuff.
Yeah. And then you get these 2 that went over here.
So at the time of this video, I bought this valve body as a reconditioned valve body off of eBay, and it was $2.99 and has a 3-year warranty on it. We had gotten the replacement valve body before from somebody else, and it was damaged, and it kind of wasn't too much fun. So hopefully this one will work out better.
Okay. This is the last one. So now when we go and sit this thing back down, we know that our bolts are, now this bolt, these are, you know, next to the O-ring here. So we're gonna wanna just make sure that we gingerly sit this thing down and not drag that O-ring. So the O-rings are towards the back side, which is kind of funky, so. But we're gonna get it down in place and so they're in that corner. Oh, all right. So there's no bolts next to that O-ring.
No.
They're both going right here, here and here. If you look at them in the corner, so you don't have to worry about these bolts hitting anything. So we're gonna go slide this back down in place.
Yep.
The way we took it out.
Yeah, leave that out of your face. Just take your time going in with this. You don't want to drop anything.
Yeah. Want this thing going in very gingerly. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, we're catching all of our holes right now.
Just take.
You have 10 bolts to torque.
And we got the torque specs from the dealer.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of stuff we do, and it's something like this. You really need the torque specs for it. This, you know, the valve body is a big piece of that makes the transmission function correctly, and if everything's not exactly right, we wreak havoc. So we can get the rest of these caught by hand, and I'll be back in a second. So what we're doing now is we're just getting these caught a little bit. We're not tightening them down yet. We're just making it a little bit quicker with our battery operated gun there. We're just getting the bolts to the point where they're kissing the valve body. them. Okay.
Okay, so we've got 5 right here. Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Okay, so now we got to get our torque wrench, and the torque spec is 84 inch-pounds because it's 6.6 foot-pounds. So you're going to take the 6.6 times it by 12, and that converts to inch-pounds. And Tony bought a little small torque wrench for this. So,
Yep.
so most valve bodies that I've ever dealt with on Allison's and stuff are, you know, like a 10 foot-pound, 120 inches pounds. So this is just a little less than that. It's obviously a smaller transmission, but there's not a lot of torque on these bolts because they're basically 6mm threads, so they're thin. So we're going to get the torque wrench set up to 84 inch-pounds, and we're going to torque these bolts.
So I looked around on the internet to try to get the torque specs, and asked the Subaru dealer when they bought some of the parts at the Subaru dealer, so we know we're right on spec with this stuff.
So we got a torque wrench set 85 inch-pounds, right, Steve?
84 and a hair. Yeah.
84 and a hair.
Just torque.
Okay.
I think I'm going to tighten these down a little bit by hand because I know
Yeah.
that I'm going to be very slow doing it this way.
Okay.
Snug them up a little bit. There's Ricky.
Hey, Americans. Stand tall and proud.
Here comes the troublemaker.
Oh, yeah. With a capital T.
Wondering who that is? It's Ricky's into the house with his meal.
Yes.
Big Rick, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? So do we have the right thing going here?
Yeah, you got the right thing going.
I'm videoing too.
Sorry.
Okay, there's the second one. You come over and stagger and do these. That one just torqued. Okay, that torqued.
It's a quiet click.
Yeah.
You can't even hear the thing.
That's a small torque wrench.
Yeah, I got it a habit freight. Steve's so used to doing this stuff at work.
Yeah.
Big motors though.
No, I know.
Bus motors.
It's a big click instead of the little click.
Okay, so we're going to torque them all over again now, starting from the beginning. There's one. There's two. Three. Four. Five. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10.
Okay, so we'll double check. I think this one was one we missed. Okay.
Okay.
So you can keep rechecking these all day, but when they're torqued correct. And you know, if you want to double check them, you can. We know that they're good. Just gonna go around one more time. This is 9, and this is 10. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we got them all torqued. So we got a new harness, and you know, probably didn't need it, but we got it. And it was short money. It was $40, I think. So
No, it was $59.90,
Okay.
95.
all right, so wasn't short money, but we got
No,
it.
it wasn't
So-
sure money, but we got.
So we're gonna get this 10mm bolt out here, unbolt it, and then pass the harness through, and it's positional, so you really can't screw it up. So we have to clean. We've already cleaned the transmission side. We're gonna get this little silicone off of here. Now this is one of the dowels that stayed in with the cover, and we're not gonna mess with it. And before we put the gasket down on the transmission, they want you to put a little bit of silicone down on the, it looks like this is where the seam is on the transmission.
Okay.
And they want to put a thin coat there. So, you know, for their gasket.
Yeah, you can see where it was. Is that what the
Yeah.
dealer instruction said?
Yeah, well, that's what the last couple of people we've seen did.
Okay,
So, you
yeah.
know, and anytime you've got a seam, you need to put a little something there. So, all right, so we're going to unbolt this. Twist it and work it out.
10 pounds of water every day.
So we're going to put a little dielectric grease on this O-ring just so it goes in. You can use tranny fluid if you want. So we'll just do that, and we're going to worm this other one out now.
Not cool at all.
There you go.
Can feed this out the hole.
Yeah, he sees
This over here. We want to get this hole cleaned.
Insurance?
Yeah.
Yes, surcharge.
Oh, and got in an accident, yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we have little dielectric grease on our plug here, and then we clean our inside slot here. We're going to feed this through, and I'm just going to press it in. There it goes. You already snapped
Yeah,
in.
because they're clicking.
Okay, so we'll line it up. Get our bolt here. Yeah, let's take it.
Yeah?
All right, just
See the tweak a
come
little.
on, baby. Yeah, it's gonna tweak it around a little bit. There it goes. Okay. Well, as tight as that thing is, this ain't gonna leak.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me snug this up, and then we have to put some silicone down on the pan of the transmission, put the gasket down in place. Just gonna snug that up, it's tight. Okay, so we've got our two connectors all set to go. This one goes inside the transmission. So we're gonna open our gasket now, and we're gonna put some silicone on the pan, because this is where the seam was over here and here. We're gonna put a thin coat on both sides of the gasket. Not a heavy coat, just a thin coat. And then we can get this thing going back together. Okay. So we match that gasket up. Okay. It's got a little spring in it here, so
Is it?
I'm trying to flatten this thing out a
Yeah, a
little.
little kink.
It's a little better. I think once we get it sitting down on one of the dowels, I think it's gonna kind of hold it down in place. And we're gonna have a little silicone on it too. So, all right, let's get a thin coat on this and a thin coat on that. And we are going back together here. This is where the seam of the transmission was. One of the dowels came out with the cover, and one of them came out, stayed in the transmission case, and we're not making a big deal out of that. So I'm just going to paste this down with my finger a little bit. I think I've got too much. I'm going to wipe it off.
Yep. If you have too much, you just get it off of your finger and.
Yep. Okay, looking good on the cover. We're going to go on the transmission side now. We've already cleaned our cover here, so we're just going to do a thin coat in here.
Stuff can make a mess, huh?
Yeah.
A little bit of a pain. Just take your time with it and wear some gloves and
Yeah.
get a rag. You want to hop over the side, Steve?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Very hot out today.
Humid too.
Humid.
That's what I don't mind any humidity. I don't like.
Yeah, so you'd be perfect in Arizona. Just bake like a potato, melt like a friggin',
Arizona, it's like 110 degrees, but it's dry heat. You don't even feel it.
yeah. I feel it a little bit, but you can breathe through it.
But they live on salt tablets.
Yeah.
That contains all your fluids.
Yes, it does. Yep.
Once you lose your fluids,
Yep.
Put the light down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just going to get this with my finger.
There you go.
Practicing.
watch it this morning, that the not available. It's only 7 o'clock, people can set up and go to the beach.
So we're gonna worm our way around the rest of this. I'll be back to you in a minute.
Okay, we're going to get our gasket down here. So there's, easiest way I can see is get this little zigzag in the pan right there so we know it's going to go down this way.
Yep.
And I've got a dowel that's up in this front corner here.
There you go.
And
So the top right. So I'll help to keep it in place. There you go.
I'm just going to stick it down. It's lifting up a little bit, but that's all right. The cover's gonna push it down, and then the other dowel's gonna go in over there,
Yep.
right over here in the corner. So
Yeah. Why does that one not look like it's lining up right there? Right there.
does it look like it's lining up?
Yeah, it's okay. You're probably right now.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
All right. So we've already got silicone on the pan. We're gonna plug the electrical connector in now, and then drop the cover down. I'm gonna just try and hold on to the.
Hey, let me get this stuff out of your way, buddy. There you go. Got it?
Silicone, which sucks, but you know we put on enough, so. You know, this AC line has to be right there in your grill. Okay.
All right, you connected that.
Yeah, now, just gotta make sure our gasket,
You're lined up over here.
I can't see that dowel over there, can you?
Yeah, you're right there. Whoop. There you go, Steve. Right on it.
Okay, so I gotta get some bolts
Okay.
and try and line up this gasket and dowel over here. All the bolts are right here. I'm not sure if that's. I gotta peel these gloves off.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm gonna line this up.
try to. So is that dowel still in over there?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so. Alright, I got one bolt caught there.
All the bolts the same size, Steve?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we got a bolt caught there.
Okay. So by putting that pin up the
The
top,
dowel, alignment dowel.
yeah, it's an alignment towel. It'll line up all your holes for you.
Yeah. And
There you go. That made it a lot easier.
okay. Alright, let's get the rest of these bolts in.
Okay.
And you know the dowel stayed up on this side, so I'm gonna have to press it down onto the transmission, press it into the transmission on this side. So I'm gonna turn that down.
Hey, Steve said turn it down.
No, I got mixed up with the
My wife does the same thing when I'm trying to watch TV.
Alright, we're gonna get all these bolts caught and we'll come back here. So there's one bolt that's a whisker longer. It's the one next to the dowel that's over here. So get that one there. And we're gonna get these two in the back here.
That's two way back there.
Kind of difficult to.
Put your paw in there.
You're gonna get a magnet.
Al.
I bet.
Okay, we're gonna set that in there with a magnet. Finger on it.
There you go.
I'll tighten that one down with my fingers as much as I can. Okay, we got one more in the back.
Yeah, these are kind of hard to get at.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna start snugging some of these up, and we have to torque them at 72 inch-pounds.
72 inch-pounds?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, we get the torque specs right from the Subaru dealer, so
Yeah.
if they're wrong, it's their fault.
Right.
That's what the dealer told me.
Yeah, I know, right? It's starting to push down there.
There you go. So you're gonna want to do like a crisscross pattern.
Yeah, I'm gonna snug these up, and here's the one for the other dowel right here.
Yep.
So we want to get this one going. Where's my snap-on ratchet again? Son of a bitch.
That just broke.
Yeah.
Didn't snap on. Made from China.
Ratchet blow.
Like you got a backup, huh?
Hey, you need backups and ratchets.
Okay.
From Mac Tool.
No, it's not snappy.
No.
Let's get this dowel down a little more.
That's the other dowel right there.
Yeah. Now these are only 72 inch-pounds, so I'm gonna run them down by hand, and then we're gonna.
So you torque those too.
Yeah, I gotta torque.
You gotta sort them off.
Well, I mean, you know, this is kind of neat, this one, but it's the valve body that's the big deal.
Yep.
I'm gonna get the ratchet and just snug these.
Okay, we're gonna finish snugging these down by hand, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna torque them.
Start torquing these.
So 72 inch-pounds, right, Steve?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
that's not a lot.
That's not a lot. And then get this pea-shooter torque wrench I have it for you. I'll throw a link in the description for you. You can barely hear it click though.
Yeah, we'll go across.
I think Steve's hearing's better than mine.
No, it's all feel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's do that loud rock music, Rick.
Yeah.
The gym.
Yeah, it was all, yeah.
Hey, there it goes.
It was Steve Franklin, his Led Zeppelin in high school.
Cruising around in the Skylark.
Yep. Now prior to that was the Vega and the Lincoln.
Oh yeah. You had a Vega?
His Vega.
You had a
station
Vega,
wagon.
Steve? I didn't know that.
Well, his mother did. But we used it all the time.
Did you put a 350 in it?
No.
I wouldn't have.
But it like,
Okay.
it's like, you could run faster than that thing could take off. But it
What a shitbox that thing was.
hey man, but it made it everywhere we had to go, man. You know?
So this is the stuff we usually say when we shut the camera off.
It's always about old times.
So is
Yeah, reminiscing.
These back ones are gonna be really tough to get. I'm
Yeah,
gonna put an extension on there, but
the wobbly.
yeah,
This car freaking kills your legs leaning over it.
It's a lowrider.
Yeah, I know. There you go.
this one.
Okay. There you go.
Working our way around.
Yeah. Okay.
on that. I gotta get an extension for that one.
Okay. We're gonna work out.
These two, get a little extension for.
We're gonna continue to work our way around this in a crisscross pattern and get these all snugged up, and we'll be back here in a minute.
All right, so we've got them all torqued at 84.
Inch pounds.
Excuse me, the cover is 72 inch-pounds.
Yep.
And so we got that. So we had a bracket here. We've got some ground cables. We got to put this bracket back in place. And there's also a ground bolt here that goes over to the transmission. And these two bolts, these two came through like this. This went. How did this go again? I'll get the bolts here. The vacuum line.
There you go. And just push in, you can catch them with those nuts.
Can you see that hole? What's
Yeah,
that?
you gotta move that line. The line is screwing you up, Steve. The line, there's an eyelet you're coming
come on the
through.
other side.
Yeah. Yeah, so you line up that eyelet with the line. You just push the bolt through.
I'm gonna have to thread it.
You get it? 14 mil.
Yeah, 14.
Alright.
Okay. So we're gonna get a socket to go on. The other one. And I think what happened was I think I was able to tighten. I think the bolts kind of stayed in place and I think I just tightened them from this side and they're
Yeah.
locked up.
Those nuts have teeth on them. It's not funny, Rick. It's not funny when your nuts got teeth on them.
Okay. I have a 14
Only with
wrench.
someone you prefer to have the teeth on the nuts.
I have a 14 wrench right there, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Got that vacuum line in the way.
Yeah, vacuum line's like right in the way of the head.
Yeah, so it's like, I just think they're not tightened it. Yeah, it is.
I think if you work the nuts, the head's gonna stay in place.
Yeah, right, huh? Yeah, right, that one's done. Alright, those are both tight. Then we have a ground wire that went over to here. Took off with this bolt right here.
Yeah, it sure did.
There's a lot of little shit in your way to try to get your hand in here. We'll tighten that up in a minute, and then we have this bracket. There's another bracket that we took off.
Alright, so your brown plug is gonna go right over here. These two plugs are color coded for you, which is kinda nice.
This button, this thing is coming off because we got a new one
Okay.
on the new one here.
Okay.
So we just gotta tighten this up.
Yep.
And it kind of fits in where it fits right here. You can't really manipulate it too much. So let's tighten that up. Tighten that up.
Is that a 10 mil?
Yeah, both tins. Pry this up. Now what's that? These holes to plug.
Oh, just a hole.
Yeah, the new plug has it already built in, so we can just press it in place.
So we've got the new one.
Oh, I see.
It's gonna put that right here.
There we go.
Okay, we got a 12, tighten our ground up. Okay, that's good and tight. Now we just gotta get that cover on.
Fabric heat shield. Is that what it is? Heat shield?
So this is this goofy heat shield that
Yeah.
I don't know how much it really does, but
Half a shield.
Yeah.
It's a warm shield now after the nice heat.
Yeah, New England, it's a mouse house.
Yeah.
So put this heat shield they're trying to worm back on. There's a couple notches in it to clear the connectors and
okay, I got one hole lined up. Okay, and then this other one comes down here. These are 10 millimeter as well.
okay.
Grab the ratchet. Take these out. Okay. Alright, we can plug our connectors back in now. Okay. Alright, we're gonna throw the snorkel back on the back of the engine now. We've got everything tight, our brackets here, our ground wire here, our covers back on, our electrical connectors are put back in and locked in place. And let's get the snorkel back on it. Alright, so we're slipping the snorkel back in place. You know, there was a little clip missing here, we ain't worrying about it. We're gonna tighten this all back up right now. And then we'll tighten this one up over here. These are just 5/16. Alright, we're just gonna tighten this up right here. So that one, and then this one right here. And we have a hose on the back side that we have to slide on right here. This little hose with a clamp that we took off. Alright, let me get the pliers and we'll slip that. I don't know if I can squeeze it with my fingers.
Forgot all about that little hose.
That's why I'm here. Alright, let me get that.
Back together.
Okay. That on. Now we have to cut our tie wrap and let our hoses run free for the heater core. Tie these hoses up out of the way so you can access the valve body. I'm just going to tuck them back down. This is kind of what their comfortable position was right in here, so just gave us a little extra room. Okay, so we got that off. We've got everything back together. We're going to put the battery cable back on, and we got the cable off, so we're not really sure if we have to reset the transmission or not. We tighten that up, and then we're going to take it out for a run.
So taking the car out for a test drive, there are no lights on the dash. They all went away. And it's shifting really good again. Should be good.
So I just took the Subaru for a test ride. It kind of went through a little bit of a relearn process. bucked like a little bit, and then after about half a mile, it ran smooth and no lights on the dash. Everything worked really good. We took the positive off of the battery before we started the job, and that seemed to work. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. I'll reply back to you, and don't forget to sub the channel.